Hey guys, Gamebros here, 16 here, back with another video. In this video, I'm going over one of my more dynamic speed paints, Sarada versus Buntan Part 2. In this video, I'll go over the process of this drawing and who I think is better between Sarada and pre-Shippuden Sasuke. So in terms of the sketch, I kind of had a vague idea when I created the initial sketch for Sarada, which you guys should be seeing the sketch very quickly on the screen. Since I am no longer going to be making sketching videos, I'm going to include the initial sketches into the speed paints if I make speed paints of said sketches. So if you guys want to see sketches, I think from now on I'm just going to post sketches on Twitter. I might post some on DeviantArt outside of just DeviantArt sketch requests, and I might post them on Newgrounds as well, and just make sure that I take the check mark off, because to make sure that the sketches don't end up in the art portal. But anyway, I had a vague idea when I initially made this Sarada sketch. I went to get some references for Sarada, well, some extra references, because I already had reference for Sarada, because I think I planned on drawing her at an earlier point, but I simply didn't. So here we go, we have the sketch, and now we're going to get on to the full drawing. So now we're looking at the full drawing. So my idea is I wanted there to be lightning because Sarada was going to use the Chidori, so it was going to feature a lot of lightning, and because there was going to be lightning, I wanted to focus on the lighting. But before that, I wanted to have this background, so I have make the sky yellow, because as you guys know by now, I don't just do blue backgrounds anymore. I do different color backgrounds to like invoke a different mood. I think the yellow background really helps sell the idea of this like very intense battle. For example, if I just use blue, it would just look more calm. And I guess in order to counteract that, I could have made it very cloudy. That would have made it darker. That would have made it less saturated. Well, it wouldn't necessarily have to be less saturated, because I was watching some One Piece episodes, because some of the dubbed episodes came out, and even when the background's like very desaturated, the characters in the new Wano style are still saturated, so they stand out. And I think that's just a stylistic choice, even if it's not realistic lighting wise. But lighting was the main focus here. I wanted to experiment with rim light, glow via the Chidori and other lightning elements, etc. And I decided specifically I wanted her to be fighting Buntan because, first of all, lightning versus lightning, they're both lightning style users. Secondly, they fought in the anime during the least trip to the Hidden Mist Village, which used to be called the Blood Village. You guys would know this if you've seen Naruto/Naruto Shippuden. So this scene was supposed to be like around 2 if the two of them hypothetically fought, and in which Sarada wins more easily due to her increased kinetic acuity via her Sharingan. And I believe by the time she masters Chidori, she can use 2 Tomoe at minimum. And I believe at some point toward the end of Boruto, I believe it's during the fight, it might be during the fight against Boro, she gets 3 Tomoe Sharingan. But I know when she first used Chidori, she had a 2 Tomoe. So yeah, actually no, when she first used it was against Boro. So yeah, it might have been 2 Tomoe when she fought against. Oh no, yeah, it got to 2 Tomoe when Team 7 fought Deepa. But this is one of the drawings this year in which I've had multiple characters involved. And when I say drawing, I mean a full drawing, not just a sketch, because I've made a few sketches that have multiple characters. In fact, I have a video dedicated to just drawings featuring multiple two characters. I have one of Cell and Chad from Bleach. I have one of Chief Ryu and Aizen, and in that I forget the and then the last pair I had Bulma and Umiko from New Game / New Game double exclamation points. So on the screen, you guys should be seeing the other 2 drawings where I have multiple characters. The one being the Boruto one, which is one of the first I think the first full drawing that I made in 2023, not the first one you guys saw in 2023 in terms of speed paints, because I was showcasing the stuff I made in 2022 that I didn't showcase before. And on the other one, it's going to be the Luffy drawing that I released on May 5th, which was a little over a month ago. So I learned from this drawing, because this drawing I completed before the Luffy drawing. I'm showcasing it now, but yeah, I completed this one before the Luffy drawing, and I was able to learn about the lighting and experimenting with all of that, and this piece definitely helped me with figuring out how to pull off the different lighting for the Luffy drawing. Luffy being the other one drawing with multiple characters, so including this one, I've made 3 full drawings with multiple characters. And this piece makes me think that I may need to do some background studies, and in fact, before recording this video, I was watching Drawfee, which is like a drawing podcast channel, except, I mean, you can listen to it as a podcast, but there's actual, like, drawings in the videos, and Jacob's one of the members, and he did a video where, for 7 days, he did a background study. He did mostly from real life, but he also studied from other fiction like Steven Universe. So this work definitely has the most dynamic lighting outside of the Luffy drawing, and I think this is definitely miles ahead of anything I did in 2022 and before that. So I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing further growth from me. So Sasuke already told Sarada that she's stronger than he was at her age. The question is Sasuke referring to himself before or after heading over to Orochimaru in order to gain power to kill Itachi? Yada yada yada, you guys have seen Naruto Shippuden, otherwise, why the hell are you here? Does he purely mean finding abilities, or is he talking about how Sarada's character and values are superior to his during that time, as she isn't really lost and she isn't being manipulated by Itachi, Orochimaru, and all these other people? But regardless of what he may or may not have meant, let's compare the different versions of Sasuke and Sarada, as many versions of Sarada as I can remember, to Sasuke before Naruto Shippuden. So before Sharingan, the two are basically the same. Maybe Sasuke does better when it comes to Daijutsu, but in terms of academic performance, they are equal. They're both at the top of their classes. Just a note, I believe Boruto is second in terms of academic performance within his class, and that's because Hinata forces him to study. Naruto did not have a mother to do that for him, so after they gained the Sharingan, I think Sarada's early use of the Sharingan was just far superior. She already copied Boruto's Shadow Clone Jutsu, and she copied Buntan's Lightning Balls mid-fight, and this is before her Sharingan evolves into 2 or 3 Tomoe, in which she does more, and her Sharingan obviously gets better as there's more Tomoe. So I think in terms of the two, when they gain their Sharingan, I think Sarada just uses it better, and because they're practically equal before Sharingan, I would give Sarada the edge here. So the first Chunin exams, there's no second Chunin exams before Naruto Shippuden, and there's no Chunin exams in, no, actually no, there is. Naruto isn't there because he's training with Jiraiya. So Sasuke has the edge, in my opinion, because not only does he know the Chidori / Lightning Blade, but he's also got at least Taijutsu speed and skills. He was initially giving Gaara some trouble until Gaara transformed and completely clapped his cheeks, to the point where Sasuke had to use Chidori 3 times, despite the fact his limit was 2 per day. So Sasuke had to risk his life for nothing because he didn't win. Naruto had to come in and save him, which I don't think Sarada could pull this off during the first Chunin exams, and she simply doesn't have any techniques. I mean, she couldn't really do anything against Shiki, and I think Shiki is weaker than Gaara was at this time, for some obvious reasons, like Gaara had Shukaku inside of him. So yeah, I think Sasuke is superior here. I don't really think there's a question about it. So the Sasuke Retrieval Rack / Mitsuki's mission, the Stone Village Rebellion, whatever you want to call it. The only similarity that these two have is that Mitsuki and Sasuke leave the village. Outside of that, the arcs don't really function the same whatsoever, because there's an entirely different context to Mitsuki leaving the village. So outside of that, yeah, just really nothing. Sasuke has more raw power, but let's just say the visual acuity with his Sharingan is also superior. He was able to track down Naruto, who was moving so fast that his Sharingan had to evolve mid-fight in order for him to actually perceive Naruto's movements, which means that Naruto at this point was moving faster than Weightless Lee, if not just much faster, because otherwise why would Sasuke's Sharingan need to evolve? Because if you guys remember, Sasuke used his Sharingan to copy Lee's moves to become as fast as Lee, and Naruto is moving so fast that he cannot see him with his Sharingan, therefore Naruto is moving faster than Weightless Lee. So now let's look at the Deepa fight, and there's not really any other comparison I can do with Sasuke, because after Sasuke leaves the village, he's not really present until Naruto Shippuden. So we're just going to compare Sarada to the latest version of Sasuke from this point on, before Shippuden, of course. At this point, Sarada not only has comparative kinetic acuity to Sasuke during the retrieval act, but I'd say her fighting is a little more varied and unpredictable in comparison. Yes, they both use fire and lightning style, but Sarada also has power hits as well. She can punch things just really hard, kind of like Tsunade and uselessness, except that she's not useless. But Sarada also has other things at her disposal, like the Shadow Honjutsu, and she doesn't really rely on fire style whatsoever. In fact, she doesn't really use it. She learns how to do fireball jutsu later in the series, and I think she just relies on using the tools at her disposal, using strategy, just a lot more than Sasuke. Not that Sasuke doesn't use strategy. I think he's just more of a guy who uses raw power, and in fact throughout the majority of these series he relies on power to get his way until Naruto knocks some sense into him. So during the second Chunin exams, this is where Sasuke tells Sarada that she's better than he was at her age. And honestly, I'd say he's mostly right. So yeah, Sasuke has just the overwhelming power advantage via the curse mark, plus better use of the Chidori because he's used it for longer at this point. But Sarada has proven to be superior in strategy and has better leadership skills, which in a one-on-one fight isn't relevant, but I thought I might as well point that out. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, check out my Twitter and Discord, both are in the description. If you want to know what I'm currently doing or thinking about, those two places are the best places to go. I will see you guys next time.